Hello, and welcome to Pets for Sleep. Whether you are coming back tonight or discovering this quiet corner for the first time, this is a place to slow down, learn something gentle about the animals we love, and let the day soften little by little around you. Tonight, we are beginning in a very familiar room. A dark bedroom, a quiet house, a pillow that has already been turned over once, a blanket pulled up to the shoulders, and somewhere nearby, a cat. Maybe the cat is curled at the end of the bed. Maybe it is tucked against your legs. Maybe it is sitting in the doorway, watching the room with wide eyes, as if the night belongs to it more than it belongs to you. For someone who sleeps easily, this may seem simple. The person is tired. The cat is soft. The room is calm. But for someone with insomnia, the night can become much more complicated than that. Insomnia does not only mean being awake. It can mean lying in bed for 30, 40, or 60 minutes, waiting for sleep to arrive. It can mean falling asleep, then waking at 2:13 in the morning and not knowing why. It can mean waking too early before the alarm, when the sky is still black and the rest of the world feels sealed away. Doctors often describe chronic insomnia as sleep trouble that happens at least 3 nights a week and lasts for 3 months or longer. But in the room itself, it does not feel like a definition. It feels like the glow of a clock. It feels like a small sound from the hallway. It feels like knowing you should be asleep while your body stays awake. And this is where the cat becomes interesting. Because a cat in the bedroom is not just decoration. It changes the room. It adds warmth. It adds sound. It adds movement. It adds the soft pressure of another living body nearby. A house cat may weigh only 8 or 10 pounds, but at night, when the room is still, that small animal can feel much larger. A tail brushing against the blanket can pull attention back into the body. A jump from the dresser can sound sharper than it would during the day. A quiet meow near the door can feel like a question that has to be answered. And yet, the same cat can also make the night feel less empty. If you enjoy quiet videos about pets, animal behavior, and the small mysteries of the creatures who share our homes, you are welcome to subscribe. And if it feels natural, you can leave a comment sharing where you are listening from tonight. It helps other people find this calm corner too, one sleepy animal lover at a time. For now, there is nothing else you need to do. Just settle in and let the room grow quieter. A cat can be a comfort in the hours when sleep feels far away. It can be proof that you are not the only living thing awake in the dark. It can breathe beside you, stretch beside you, settle beside you, and make the room feel safer than it did a few minutes before. But it can also become part of the problem. Not because the cat is trying to disturb anyone. Not because it understands insomnia in the human sense. But because cats have bodies, habits, needs, and rhythms of their own. They wake, they groom, they listen, they walk across beds, they ask for food, they notice when a human moves, they learn which sounds make a person open their eyes. And over time, the cat can become woven into the whole pattern of the night. That is the strange thing about sleeping near an animal. The bed is no longer only a place where one person tries to rest. It becomes a shared space between two creatures with different clocks. One is trying to sink into one long stretch of sleep. The other may sleep in pieces, wake in bursts, and become curious just when the room is supposed to be still. So the real question is not whether cats are good for sleep or bad for sleep. The truth is much more delicate than that. A cat can soften insomnia. A cat can worsen insomnia. And sometimes, without anyone meaning for it to happen, a cat can quietly become part of the way insomnia works. It starts with a person lying awake. It starts with a cat nearby. And it starts with a brain that is still listening. That listening can grow sharper as the room gets darker. During the day, a cat's small sounds may vanish into everything else. Traffic outside, a refrigerator humming, a phone buzzing, footsteps in another room. But after midnight, the house has fewer layers of sound. The walls seem quieter. The air feels still. A tiny metal tag on a collar can make a clear tap against a food bowl. A claw can click once against the wood floor. A cat jumping down from a dresser can send a dull thump through the room. Even the soft press of one paw into the blanket can feel important when the mind is already awake. This is one reason insomnia can feel so strange. The person may be lying still, but the brain is busy. Sleep researchers often use the word hyperarousal for this state. Hyperarousal means the body and mind are staying too alert during a time when they are supposed to be settling down. The heart may feel a little more noticeable. Breathing may feel less automatic. Thoughts may move faster than expected. The brain may keep checking the room, checking the body, and checking the time. A person might look at the clock at 12:47, then again at 1:18, then again at 2:06. Each number becomes part of the story of the night. The brain starts measuring the distance between now and morning. It calculates how many hours are left. It guesses how tired tomorrow might feel. A cat does not need to do anything dramatic to enter that pattern. It only has to move. A normal sleeper might hear the cat jump onto the bed, wake for a few seconds, adjust the blanket, and drift away again. By morning, that moment may be gone. The brain treated it as harmless, then let it fade. For a person with insomnia, the same moment can last longer. The cat lands near the feet. The mattress shifts slightly. The person notices the shift. Then they notice that they noticed it. A small movement becomes a signal. The brain begins asking whether sleep is getting farther away. This can happen with sounds too. A cat grooming itself may make tiny, repeated noises. A rough tongue moves through fur. A hind leg taps against the bed. A bell on a collar gives one faint ring. None of these sounds are loud compared with a barking dog or a door slamming shut. But at 3 a.m., volume is only part of the problem. Meaning matters too. If the person has been awake for hours, each new sound can feel like proof that the night is unstable. The cat scratches near the door and the brain prepares for a meow. The cat walks toward the bed, and the body waits for the jump. The cat steps onto the pillow, and the person wonders if they should move, stay still, or give up and sit up. This is how insomnia can make someone feel too sensitive. The sensitivity has a reason. The nervous system is having trouble lowering its guard. A healthy sleep transition usually involves a slow drop in alertness. Body temperature begins to fall slightly. Muscles loosen. The brain becomes less interested in the room. Outside sounds lose importance. In insomnia, that filtering system can stay partly open. The mind keeps sorting through information long after bedtime has passed. A cat becomes part of that information. Its weight, its timing, its habits, its small decisions in the dark. This does not mean the cat is doing anything wrong. It also does not mean the person is overreacting. The room is quiet, the brain is alert, and every small signal has a better chance of being noticed. That is why a cat can feel so different at night than it does in the afternoon. At 2 p.m., the cat crossing the room is ordinary. At 2 a.m., the same soft footsteps can become the loudest thing in the world. Still, the first thing many people feel when the cat settles nearby is something gentler than disruption. They feel warmth. They feel company. They feel the small, steady presence of another living body close enough to touch. The body often understands comfort before the mind can explain it. A cat may step carefully across the blanket, turn in a small circle, and fold itself into the softest place it can find. Then the room changes. A small pocket of heat gathers beside the person. The mattress dips by a few pounds. The blanket pulls slightly toward the animal's body. A house cat usually weighs somewhere between 8 and 12 pounds. Though small cats may weigh less, and large breeds like Maine Coons can weigh much more. At night, even that modest weight can feel clear and steady. The body has something simple to notice. A warm shape, a soft pressure, a living rhythm that is close but quiet. Healthy cats usually have a body temperature around 100.5 to 102.5 degrees Fahrenheit. That is warmer than the average human body temperature, which is often close to 98.6 degrees Fahrenheit. So when a cat curls beside a leg or presses against a hip, it can feel almost like a small heated cushion under the blanket. Cats also know how to save warmth. Many curl into a tight circle when they rest, with the paws tucked in and the tail wrapped close. This shape reduces the amount of body surface exposed to cooler air. Wild and domestic cats both use this simple heat-saving posture, especially when the room cools down overnight. A bedroom that felt wide and empty can begin to feel smaller in a pleasant way. The cat's warmth gives the body a place to settle its attention. For someone with insomnia, that can matter. The mind may still be awake. The clock may still be nearby. Morning may still feel too close. Yet the body has received one clear message from the room. There is no sudden danger here. There is a calm animal resting close by. Touch can become part of a bedtime pattern. When the same cat comes to the same blanket at the same time each night, the brain may begin to connect that moment with the end of the day. This is how many sleep routines work. A dim lamp, a familiar pillow, a quiet room, a cat settling into its usual place. Repeated cues help the brain predict what should happen next. Over time, the cat can become one of those cues. The purr adds another layer. A cat's purr is produced by quick movements in the muscles of the voice box, paired with breathing in and out. Many purrs are described in low-frequency ranges, often around 25 to 150 hertz. A hertz simply means one vibration per second. So a 25 hertz vibration happens 25 times in 1 second. The exact sound changes from cat to cat, and purring does not prove a cat is always happy. Cats may also purr when they are stressed, injured, or asking for care. But in a calm bedroom, a steady purr can become an anchor. The sound is low. The pattern repeats. The body can follow it without needing to think very hard. A person may notice the cat breathing, a slow rise under the ribs, a pause, a small fall back into the blanket. The cat may blink, tuck its chin, and loosen its paws. These details are small enough to feel safe, but clear enough to give the mind somewhere softer to land. This kind of comfort does not erase insomnia. A warm cat cannot force the brain into sleep. A purr cannot undo a stressful day by itself, but it can change the feeling of being awake. The night may feel less sharp. The room may feel less empty. The person may stop fighting the silence for a little while. That is part of why cats become so important to people who struggle at night. They offer comfort in a form that does not ask for many words. A cat can simply be there, warm enough to feel, heavy enough to ground the blanket, quiet enough to belong to the room. And for a while, wakefulness may feel easier to carry. Comfort grows even more important when the hardest part of insomnia shifts from the body to the feeling of being awake alone. Around 3 a.m., wakefulness can feel different. The day is too far away to reach. Morning is close enough to worry about. The room may be quiet, yet the mind can feel crowded. A person might lie there counting the hours left before the alarm. If the alarm is set for 7, then 3 leaves 4 hours. At 4:15, there are less than 3. At 5:30, the night can start to feel almost lost. This is one of the harder parts of insomnia. The body is tired, while the mind keeps building tomorrow. A meeting, a school run, a long drive, a full inbox. A list of ordinary things that feel heavier when sleep has been short. Insomnia often carries emotions along with the lost rest. Frustration can build because sleep seems like something simple that should happen on its own. Worry can appear because the next day still has to be lived. Loneliness can settle in because the rest of the house feels far away. Even in a home with other people, being awake in the middle of the night can feel strangely private. No one else is moving. No one else is speaking. The world seems paused, while one person remains alert inside it. This is where a cat can change the feeling of the room. The cat may be asleep on a folded blanket. It may be tucked into a laundry basket near the wall. It may be curled beside the person's feet, warm and heavy under the covers. The cat may do nothing more than breathe. That small presence can matter. Human beings are social mammals. Our bodies are affected by signs of safety from other living creatures. A calm presence nearby can help lower the feeling of threat, even when no danger is actually there. The stress system in the body is meant to keep us ready. When it stays active at night, the heart can feel stronger, thoughts can feel faster, and small worries can seem more urgent. Feeling accompanied can soften that alertness. A cat offers a very particular kind of company. It does not ask the person to explain why they are awake. It does not turn on a lamp. It does not begin a conversation that makes the brain more active. Most of the time, it simply shares the dark. For a person who has been awake for an hour, That can be enough to make the night feel less harsh. The cat's breathing gives the room a second rhythm. Its body gives the bed a small point of warmth. Its sleeping face can remind the person that rest is still possible somewhere nearby, even if it has not arrived yet. This emotional comfort is real, even when the clock has not changed. The person may still be awake at 3:20. They may still be awake at 3:47. The cat has not added an extra hour of sleep, yet the experience of being awake may feel less lonely. That difference matters because insomnia is rarely only about minutes. A sleepless night can become painful because of the meaning attached to those minutes. Each one can feel like proof that something is wrong. Each glance at the clock can make the next day feel harder. A quiet animal nearby can interrupt that spiral without saying anything at all. People often become deeply attached to this kind of nighttime companionship. They may remember which side of the bed the cat prefers. They may know the sound of its paws on the hallway floor. They may feel comfort when the cat chooses to settle nearby, as if the room has become more ordinary again. A cat can make wakefulness easier to carry. It can turn a long, empty hour into a shared hour. It can make the dark feel inhabited instead of silent. That kind of comfort helps explain why many people keep their cats close, even when sleep is fragile. The animal becomes part of the emotional structure of the night. Yet that same living presence has needs of its own. A cat sharing the bedroom is still an animal with its own body clock, its own sleep pattern, and its own reasons for waking. That clock can be very different from the one a human body is trying to follow. Most people are built around one main sleep period during the night. A person gets into bed, turns off the lights, and hopes to move through several hours of sleep in one steady stretch. There may be brief awakenings. A pillow gets adjusted. A blanket gets pulled back up. Someone turns over and drifts away again. For a good sleeper, those moments can be so short that they barely leave a memory. By morning, the night feels whole. A cat's sleep has a different shape. Domestic cats often sleep around 12 to 16 hours in a 24-hour day. Kittens may sleep even more because their bodies are growing. Older cats may also rest for longer stretches, especially if their joints are stiff or their energy is lower. But those hours are usually spread out. A cat may sleep on a chair in the morning, move to a sunlit patch by noon, curl under a bed in the afternoon, and return to the bedroom later that night. The total sleep can be long, while the pattern stays broken into pieces. This is sometimes called polyphasic sleep. Polyphasic means sleep happens in many phases instead of one main block. Humans can nap, of course, but adult human life usually depends on one larger sleep period at night. Cats are much better at dividing rest across the whole day. A cat can look deeply asleep one moment, then become alert almost instantly. The ears may move first. A sound passes through the hallway. A car door closes outside. A pipe clicks in the wall. The cat's eyes open. Its head lifts. Within a few seconds, it can be standing on the bed, as if sleep had only been a thin curtain. This quick shift makes sense for an animal shaped by hunting and safety. A small predator needs rest, but it also needs to react fast. Even a comfortable indoor cat still carries that design in its nervous system. The body can sink into rest, then return to watchfulness with very little warning. A sleeping cat may suddenly sit up and begin grooming. The tongue moves through the fur in short strokes. One back leg rises. The collar gives a faint sound. After a minute or two, the cat stretches its front paws, arches its spine, and jumps down to the floor. Then it may walk to the water bowl, visit the litter box, look out a window, or patrol the hallway. Later, it returns as if nothing unusual happened. From the cat's point of view, this is ordinary. Rest, wake, move, settle again. For the person trying to protect one long night of sleep, every small change can matter. The mattress shifts when the cat stands. The blanket tightens when it walks over the legs. A jump to the floor can sound heavy in a quiet room. A return to the bed can restart the whole process. This is the basic mismatch. The human body is trying to keep sleep continuous. The cat's body is comfortable with sleep that comes and goes. Both patterns are normal for the animal living them. The trouble begins when they share the same dark room. A cat may have already slept most of the afternoon, while the person was working, cooking, driving, or answering messages. By bedtime, the human is trying to slow down. The cat may have just finished one of its many rest periods. That difference can make the bedroom feel peaceful for one body and newly interesting for the other. This helps explain why cats can seem strangely awake at night without doing anything wrong. The animal is following a rhythm built from naps, short bursts of activity, and quick changes in attention. A person with insomnia may be waiting for sleep to become deep and stable. The cat may be ready to groom, explore, eat, or watch a shadow move across the wall. The two lives meet on the same blanket. For a while, they may line up beautifully. The cat sleeps. The person relaxes. The room becomes still. Then the cat's lighter rhythm rises again. The timing can feel almost unfair, because a cat's liveliest hours often arrive near the edges of the human night, when sleep is at its most fragile. Long before a house cat learned the sound of a refrigerator door, its body was shaped by light. Domestic cats, known scientifically as Felis catus, are often called nocturnal animals. That label makes them sound like creatures of the deep night. In real homes, their timing is usually more specific. Many cats are crepuscular. Crepuscular means most active around dawn and dusk, during the dim edges of the day. These are the hours when sunlight is low, shadows stretch across the ground, and small animals begin moving between hiding places. For a hunter with sharp hearing, quick reflexes, and eyes built for dim light, twilight is useful. A cat's eyes have many rod cells, which help with seeing in low light. Behind the retina, cats also have a reflective layer called the tapetum lucidum. That name means bright tapestry. It sends unused light back through the eye, giving the retina another chance to detect it. This is one reason cat eyes can glow when a flashlight or car headlight hits them in the dark. That reflective layer does not let a cat see in complete darkness. No animal eye can use light that is not there. But in a moonlit room, a hallway with a nightlight, or the grey-blue light before sunrise, a cat can move with much more confidence than a human. The pupils widen. The ears turn toward small sounds. A faint movement near the wall can become interesting. This is where old hunting tools become bedroom habits. A cat in a field may crouch low, wait near grass, then spring toward a mouse. A cat in an apartment may crouch behind a laundry basket, watch a shadow, then leap toward a sock. The same body plan is still there. Quiet feet, flexible spine, fast paws, a strong urge to investigate movement. Inside a home, there may be no prey at all. The hunting pattern still needs somewhere to go. That is why a cat may seem calm for most of the evening, then suddenly become alert when the lights go out. The room gets dimmer. The house gets quieter. The human body starts preparing for sleep. The cat's senses may begin opening toward the darker space. Dusk can bring wandering, window watching, toy chasing, or sudden running down the hall. Dawn can bring the same energy from the other side of the night. Between about 4 a.m. and 6 a.m., many homes start to change. Birds become louder outside. Light begins to press against the curtains. Heating systems click on. A garbage truck may pass. Someone in another apartment may turn on a shower. To a half-asleep person, these are background sounds. To a cat, they can mark the start of activity. The cat may rise from the end of the bed and stretch. Its front paws press forward. The back arches. The tail lifts. Then it begins checking the room as if the day has already started. For a person with insomnia, this timing can feel especially difficult. The final part of the night often matters a lot. A person who woke at 2:30 may be hoping for one more hour. Someone who took a long time to fall asleep may be trying to protect the sleep that finally arrived. Early morning can also bring lighter sleep for many people, making sounds and movement easier to notice. So the cat's natural active window lands near a fragile human window. The cat is responding to light, sound, habit, and biology. The person is trying to stay inside sleep before morning takes over. That overlap can create frustration, even when the cat is acting in a normal cat-like way. A meow before sunrise may feel personal. A paw on the blanket may feel like interruption. A jump onto the dresser may feel perfectly timed to ruin the last quiet hour. Biology gives the cat a reason to wake. Household life gives that waking a place to happen. The bedroom becomes the meeting point between ancient twilight instincts and a modern alarm clock set for 7. Once the person reacts, the pattern can change again. A cat that wakes early because of its natural rhythm can also learn what early waking makes the human do. A few mornings are enough for a cat to begin studying the household. Before sunrise, the room may still look dark to human eyes. The cat may already sense the change. Light gathers behind the curtains. Birds begin calling outside. A furnace clicks on. Somewhere in the house, pipes shift as the temperature changes. The cat stands, stretches, and starts testing the morning. A meow comes first, then a pause. The human stays still. A second meow follows, slightly longer. The cat may walk across the blanket, press a paw against the person's shoulder, or step directly onto the pillow. Some cats scratch at the bedroom door with quick, dry sounds. Some sit beside the bed and stare. Some jump to the dresser, knock a small object sideways, and wait for the human to react. From the cat's side, this can be simple exploration. From the human side, it can feel like a negotiation happening before the day has even begun. The cat tries something. The person responds. Then the cat remembers. This is where a normal dawn rhythm can turn into a trained routine. Animal behaviorists often use the term operant conditioning. It means an animal is more likely to repeat a behavior when that behavior leads to a result it wants. A cat meows. The owner opens their eyes. The cat meows again. The owner speaks. The cat paws the blanket. The owner finally gets up and fills the bowl. To the person, this may feel like giving in once so the room can become quiet again. To the cat, the lesson can be very clear. Meowing made breakfast happen. The reward does not have to be food. A reward can be a hand reaching down to pet the cat. A reward can be the bedroom door opening. A reward can be the owner sitting up, turning on a lamp, or walking to the kitchen. Even an annoyed whisper can become attention if the cat was looking for a response. Cats are skilled at learning patterns that repeat. They notice the sound of an alarm. They notice the light under a door. They notice footsteps, cabinet hinges, food scoops, and the small plastic click of a treat container. Many cats learn the difference between a person rolling over and a person truly waking up. They may learn which side of the bed the owner exits from. They may learn that one person in the house gets up faster than another. Over time, the cat's early morning behavior can become precise. A wake-up that started around 6:30 may drift towards 6 a.m., then 5:45, then 5:20. If food arrives after the meowing, the behavior has been strengthened. The cat has found a working system. This can be especially difficult because dawn meowing often lands during lighter sleep. Human sleep tends to become more dream-rich and easier to interrupt in the later part of the night. By early morning, the body is already moving closer to wakefulness. A cat's voice, even a soft one, may be enough to pull the person fully awake. Once that happens, the brain may begin its familiar work, checking the time, measuring the lost sleep, wondering whether there is any point in trying again. The cat may simply be waiting for breakfast. The person may feel as if the entire night has been taken away. This is how biology and learning begin to overlap. The cat's body may be ready for activity around dawn. The household may have taught the cat that activity brings results. A meow becomes a request. A paw becomes a signal. A jumped-on pillow becomes part of the morning routine. The pattern can feel personal because it happens in such a vulnerable hour. Yet the cat is following information the home has given it. Light means morning. Movement means attention. A human getting out of bed means the day begins. For someone who already struggles with sleep, this kind of learning can become even more tangled. A wakeful person may respond more often during the night, and a watchful cat may begin learning from those moments too. Those moments can happen far from sunrise. At 2:31 in the morning, the room may be completely dark. The cat may be asleep on a chair, on the floor, or near the person's feet. Then the human wakes. Maybe it begins with a thought. Maybe the body turns over too sharply. Maybe the person reaches for water, checks the clock, or shifts the blanket. To a cat, these are signals. Cats are sensitive to routine, movement, and attention. A cat that seems deeply asleep can still notice a change in breathing, a hand moving under the covers, or the soft light from a phone screen. The cat may lift its head, its ears may turn, its eyes may open halfway. Then it may walk closer, because the person is awake. For someone with insomnia, this can feel comforting at first. The person reaches down and touches the cat's head. The cat leans into the hand. A few quiet words are whispered in the dark. The person may stroke the cat's back from shoulders to tail, again and again, because the motion feels calming. This can make the hour feel easier. It can also teach the cat something. Cats learn through repeated associations. An association is a connection between two things. If the human wakes during the night and the cat receives petting, soft talking, extra space under the blanket, or a small treat from the bedside table, the cat may begin connecting nighttime wakefulness with attention. The owner may think the moment is too quiet to matter. The cat may experience it as a clear reward. Attention does not need to be bright or loud. A hand reaching out can be enough. A whispered name can be enough. A person sitting up can be enough. If the same pattern repeats across several nights, the cat may start checking for it. The cat may approach the bed when the person stirs. It may tap the blanket because that worked before. It may meow softly because the human answered last time. It may climb onto the chest, settle near the face, or nudge a hand that has gone still. The pattern can grow slowly. One night, the person wakes first. The next night, the cat notices faster. A week later, the cat may be the one starting the contact because the room has taught it that these hours can become social. This creates a loop. The human wakes because of insomnia. The cat notices the human is awake. The cat asks for contact. The human responds because the contact feels comforting. The response keeps the person awake a little longer. Then the cat learns that this part of the night is available. In a quiet bedroom, even a gentle loop can have weight. A person may be trying to stay sleepy enough to drift back down. The cat may make that harder by adding small decisions. Pet the cat or stay still. Move the paw or leave it there. Answer the meow or ignore it. Open the blanket or keep it closed. Each decision gives the brain something to do. That matters because returning to sleep often depends on keeping the mind dull and uninteresting. A bright problem wakes the brain. A small decision can do the same thing when the person is already sensitive. The cat may become part of the wakeful routine without anyone choosing it on purpose. This is why nighttime cat behavior can feel so confusing. The cat may seem responsible for keeping the person awake, yet part of the pattern may have begun with the person's own sleeplessness. A cat that checks on its owner at 3 a.m. may have learned that the owner is sometimes available then. A cat that paws at the blanket may remember being welcomed there during other restless nights. A cat that meows softly may have learned that quiet sounds bring quiet attention. This does not make the person guilty. It shows how closely animals study the homes they live in. A cat builds its map of the night from repeated details. The sound of the sheets, the glow of the clock, the owner's hand reaching down from the bed. Insomnia can train the cat, and the cat can then shape the insomnia. The learning moves back and forth until the night has a rhythm of its own. That same ability to learn can also be guided in a calmer direction. where the cat becomes part of a bedtime pattern that helps the body settle. Learning can also work in a gentler direction. A cat can become part of a bedtime routine that helps the room feel more predictable. The pattern may begin long before sleep arrives. At 10:15, the brighter lights go off. A small lamp stays on beside the bed. The phone is placed face down or left across the room. The water glass goes onto the nightstand. The blanket is pulled back. After a few minutes, the cat appears. It may jump onto the bed with one soft thud. It may circle near the same folded blanket. It may knead the fabric with its front paws, pressing left and right in a slow rhythm that began in kittenhood, when nursing kittens press their mother's belly to help milk flow. Then the cat settles. The human body begins to recognize the sequence. Sleep cues are repeated signals that tell the brain what usually comes next. A cue can be a dim room. A cue can be a certain pillow. A cue can be the sound of a fan. A cue can be a cat choosing its usual place beside the legs. None of these things forces sleep to happen. Together, they make bedtime feel less uncertain. That matters because insomnia often becomes tangled with effort. A person may start thinking too much about sleep. They may wonder whether they are tired enough. They may check whether their body feels relaxed. They may judge every minute that passes. A steady routine gives the brain fewer choices to manage. Fewer choices can mean less mental activity. Less mental activity can make the edge of sleep easier to approach. This is why a predictable cat can feel so different from an unpredictable one. A cat that settles in a known place becomes part of the room's quiet order. A cat that walks across the pillow, scratches the door, and asks for food creates more decisions for the sleeper. The animal is still loved in both cases. The effect on the nervous system can be very different. In behavioral science, this kind of learning is called conditioning. Conditioning means the brain connects one thing with another because they happen together again and again. A famous example comes from the Russian scientist Ivan Pavlov, who studied dogs in the late 1800s and early 1900s. His dogs learned that certain signals predicted food. Over time, their bodies began responding before the food even arrived. Human bedtime routines work in a quieter way. When the same calm signals appear night after night, the body can begin preparing for rest earlier. The cat may become one of those signals. Its arrival on the blanket may mean the day is ending. Its purr may mean the room is safe. Its curled body may mean there is nothing urgent left to solve. For someone with insomnia, this can make bedtime feel less like a test. The person is no longer lying down and demanding sleep from the body. They are entering a familiar pattern that has been practiced many times before. The lamp dims. The cat settles. The room becomes ordinary. That ordinary feeling can be powerful. Insomnia often makes bedtime feel charged, as if the bed has become a place where the person struggles. A reliable cat can soften that charge by adding something simple and known. The cat does not need to understand the routine in human terms. It only needs to repeat its own part often enough for the body to notice. This works best when the routine stays calm and consistent. A cat that eats at wildly different times, plays hard on the bed, or receives attention at random hours may become harder to read. A cat with a steady evening rhythm gives clearer information. Play happens earlier, Food happens before lights out. The sleeping spot stays familiar. Quiet attention replaces sudden excitement. Over many nights, the cat can become a living part of the bedtime signal. Warmth, weight, sound, and routine all point in the same direction. The room becomes easier to trust. The body has less to figure out. Falling asleep is only the first part of the night. After that, sleep has to hold together through sounds, movements, dreams, and the small awakenings that can happen before morning. Once sleep begins, the night still has structure. Human sleep moves in cycles. During each cycle, the brain passes through non-REM sleep and REM sleep. Non-REM sleep includes lighter sleep and deeper sleep. REM sleep is the stage when dreaming is often more vivid, and the eyes move quickly behind closed lids. REM stands for rapid eye movement. A full sleep cycle often lasts about 80 to 100 minutes. Across a normal night, an adult may move through 4, 5, or even 6 of these cycles. The first part of the night usually contains more deep sleep. The later part of the night often contains more REM sleep and lighter sleep. That means the body is not sleeping in one flat line. It is rising and sinking through different states until morning. A cat can enter those changes in very small ways. At 1:40, after the person has finally drifted off, the cat may stand up from the blanket. The mattress shifts under its paws. One foot presses into the person's calf. The cat pauses, turns, and walks across the bed. A few seconds later, it jumps down to the floor. The sound may be soft, but the body can still register it. The person may wake just enough to roll over. They may never fully open their eyes. By morning, that one moment may be hard to remember. Sleep has still been touched. Later, the cat may begin grooming. A cat's tongue is covered in tiny backward-facing spines called papillae. They are made of keratin, the same tough material found in claws and human fingernails. Those little spines help pull loose fur, dirt, and oils through the coat. In the middle of the day, grooming sounds ordinary. In a quiet bedroom, the repeated rasp of tongue over fur can become surprisingly clear. The cat may scratch behind one ear. Its back leg taps against the blanket. The bed moves in short bursts. The person may rise closer to waking, even if they do not fully surface. Sleep researchers sometimes describe very brief sleep interruptions as micro-awakenings or arousals. An arousal, in this case, means the brain shifts toward a lighter, more alert state. It may last only a few seconds. The person may have no memory of it. The body can still experience the night as less smooth. Noise can do this. Movement can do this. Light from a hallway can do this. Touch can do this too, especially when the sleeper is already sensitive to being disturbed. A cat walking over the ribs, stepping on the pillow, or brushing whiskers against a face can pull the brain upward. The interruption may be tiny. The effect can build when it happens again and again. A single brief waking is normal. Most people wake for short moments during the night. They may turn over, adjust their arm, or move through the edge of a sleep cycle without remembering it. Frequent waking changes the feeling of sleep. The night starts to feel thin. The person may wake in the morning with the sense that they were floating near the surface for hours. The total time in bed may look fine, the body may tell a different story. A cat knocking something off a nightstand can create a stronger break. A pen falls. A hair tie rolls. A charging cable slides against the floor. The sound is brief, but the mind may begin working. What was that? Did the cat get into something? Should I get up? Once the brain starts solving a small problem, sleep can move farther away. This is especially common during the lighter parts of the night, when the brain is already closer to waking. The cat may return to sleep within seconds. It may curl in a new spot, tuck its paws, and settle again, as if nothing happened. The human body may need longer. A few small awakenings can turn into 10 minutes of alertness. 10 minutes can become clock checking. Clock checking can become worry. By morning, the person may say they slept for 8 hours because they were in bed from 11 to 7. Yet the night may feel broken into pieces. That is the quiet power of sleep fragmentation. Fragmented sleep means sleep has been divided by repeated interruptions. The pieces may still add up to many hours. They may not feel as restoring as one steadier stretch. This is where a cat can affect sleep quality without stealing a whole night. The animal may only move, groom, jump, scratch, or ask for space. Each moment may seem small. Together, they can change how deeply the person feels they rested. The clock can show a long night in bed, while the body remembers the interruptions hidden inside it. This is why sleep can look better on a clock than it feels in the body. A person may get into bed at 11 p.m. They may get out of bed at 7 a.m. On paper, that looks like 8 hours. 8 hours is 480 minutes. It sounds like a full night. Yet the night may have been broken in ways the clock does not show. Maybe the cat jumped down at 12:40. Maybe it scratched near the door at 1:25. Maybe it climbed onto the pillow at 2:10. Maybe it groomed loudly at 3:05. Maybe it stepped across the person's stomach at 4:30. Maybe it meowed near the bowl at 5:50. Each waking may have lasted only a few minutes. Some may have lasted longer, because the person checked the time and started thinking. A night like that can leave the person feeling confused in the morning. They were in bed for 8 hours. Their eyes were closed for much of it. The room was dark. The alarm rang at the usual time. Still, the body may feel as if it spent the night drifting in and out of rest. Sleep researchers use a helpful term for this: sleep efficiency. Sleep efficiency means the percentage of time in bed that is actually spent asleep. If someone is in bed for 480 minutes and sleeps for 420 of those minutes, their sleep efficiency is about 87.5%. The missing 60 minutes may be spread across the night in small pieces. 10 minutes awake here, 7 minutes there, a longer stretch after checking the clock, a few brief awakenings that are barely remembered. This is one reason insomnia can feel hard to explain. The person may say, "I was in bed all night." That can be true. The body may still say, "The night did not feel complete." There is another useful phrase called wake after sleep onset. It means the amount of time a person spends awake after first falling asleep. The phrase sounds technical, but the experience is familiar. Sleep finally arrives. Then something wakes the person later. After that, the night becomes uneven. A cat can contribute to this without causing one huge interruption. Small events can collect. A paw on the blanket, a jump from the windowsill, a bowl nudged across the floor, a litter box visit in the hallway, a quiet meow near the door. Each moment may seem too minor to count by itself. Together, they can reduce the amount of the night that feels truly restful. Clock checking can make this worse. A person wakes because the cat moved. They glance at the time. The clock says 3:18. Now the brain has a number to hold. It begins comparing that number to the alarm. It may calculate that there are 3 hours and 42 minutes left before 7. That little calculation can wake the mind more than the cat did. The cat may already be asleep again. The person may still be thinking. This is how a small interruption can become a longer one. The first cause may be a sound or movement. The second cause may be the brain's response to being awake. Over time, repeated broken nights can affect the next day. Energy may feel lower. Focus may feel thinner. Ordinary tasks may take more effort. Patience may shorten, especially late in the afternoon. Even mood can shift when sleep has been divided too many times. This does not mean every cat in every bedroom damages sleep. Some cats sleep quietly for long stretches. Some people barely wake when their cat moves. Some owners feel calmer with the animal nearby and sleep better because of that comfort. The important detail is the pattern. When a cat repeatedly wakes a light sleeper, the night can lose some of its depth. The bed may still hold the person for 8 hours. The body may receive less steady sleep than those 8 hours suggest. That difference helps explain why cat owners can love sleeping beside their cat and still feel tired the next morning. The animal may be comforting. The interruptions may still matter. When researchers try to measure these effects across many people and many pets, the story becomes more complicated than a simple yes or no. Across larger groups of people, the bedroom story becomes harder to measure. A single owner may know exactly what happened last night. The cat scratched the door at 4:12. The person got up at 4:16. Sleep never fully returned. Science has to look at hundreds or thousands of nights from many homes, with many kinds of sleepers and many kinds of pets. That makes the answer more careful. Researchers have studied pet co-sleeping, which means sleeping in the same bed or bedroom as an animal. In these studies, people may be asked whether their pet sleeps on the bed, in the room, or outside the room. They may also answer questions about sleep quality, bedtime, wake time, night waking, and insomnia symptoms. Sleep quality means how restful the sleep feels. Insomnia severity means how strongly sleep trouble affects a person's night and the next day. Several studies have found that people who share sleep space with pets can report poorer sleep. In one 2024 study, pet co-sleeping was linked with worse perceived sleep quality and higher insomnia severity. Perceived sleep quality means the person's own experience of sleep. That matters because sleep is partly lived from the inside. A person can know whether the night felt smooth, broken, light, or frustrating. Yet self-reported sleep has limits. People do not remember every brief waking. A person may wake for 10 seconds and forget it by morning. A person with insomnia may remember awakenings more strongly because they feel stressful. Two people can have similar sleep patterns and describe them very differently. That is why sleep can also be measured with devices. A sleep lab can track brain waves, eye movement, muscle activity, breathing, and heart rhythms. Wearable trackers can estimate sleep from motion and other signals, though they are less exact than a full sleep study. A questionnaire captures the feeling of the night. A device tries to capture the physical pattern. Both can be useful. They may not always match. There is also the problem of cause. Many studies in this area are cross-sectional. Cross-sectional means researchers look at people at one point in time, like taking a photograph of their habits and health. That kind of study can show that two things appear together. It has a harder time proving which one caused the other. A person with insomnia may be more likely to invite a cat into the bed for comfort. The cat may then add small disturbances. The sleep problem may have existed before the cat became part of the bedroom routine. The order matters, and a single survey may not reveal it. A Swedish population study found that cat ownership was associated with higher odds of sleeping less than 7 hours. That finding is interesting because it looks at sleep duration, meaning the total amount of sleep someone gets. At the same time, the result has to be treated carefully. Cat owners differ from non-cat owners in many ways. They may live in different homes. They may have different schedules. They may have different stress levels, family routines, work hours, or health patterns. The cat may be part of the story without being the whole explanation. This is why the science is useful and limited at the same time. It can show that pets in the sleep space may carry a real sleep cost for certain people. It can support what many light sleepers already notice. A collar sound, a dawn meow, a moving blanket, or a cat jumping from the bed can affect the night. The research also leaves room for individual differences. One cat may sleep 7 quiet hours near the foot of the bed. Another may begin a full morning routine before sunrise. One person may barely notice movement. Another may wake fully from a single paw step. The broad pattern gives a warning. The home itself gives the details. A careful answer has to include both. Sleeping near a cat can be comforting, and sleep can still become more fragmented. A cat can help a person feel safer, while also adding sounds and movements that matter. The effect depends on the animal, the person, and the routine they build together. To understand what happens in one real bedroom, the word cat is too broad. The animal has an age, a personality, a schedule, a body, and a history of learning from the person nearby. A 7-month-old kitten and a 14-year-old cat can share the same bed and create completely different nights. The younger cat may sleep hard for an hour, then wake as if a switch has turned on inside its body. It may chase a toy mouse under the dresser. It may pounce on a moving foot beneath the blanket. It may race down the hallway with the sudden energy many cat owners call the zoomies. That burst of energy has a real source. Young cats and adolescent cats are still developing coordination, muscle strength, hunting skills, and social habits. A cat between about 6 months and 2 years old can have a powerful need to play, test movement, and practice predatory behavior. Inside a home, those instincts may land on whatever is available. A shoelace, a blanket fold, a shadow near the wall. The older cat may have a slower night. A senior cat is often considered senior around 11 years of age, though aging varies from animal to animal. It may sleep more heavily, choose warmer places, and prefer a familiar cushion near the bed instead of climbing over the pillows. That kind of cat may become a steady nighttime companion. Yet older cats can also become restless after dark. Some vocalize more at night. Some seem confused in a hallway they have walked through for years. Some wake because of joint stiffness, hunger changes, hearing loss, or discomfort that becomes more noticeable when the house is quiet. The same age that brings calm can also bring new sleep problems. Temperament matters too. One cat may be a cuddler. It finds the softest place near the person's knees, tucks its paws under its chest, and stays there for hours. Another cat may be a door scratcher. It wants access to the bedroom, then wants to leave, then wants to come back again. A dawn singer may begin calling before sunrise, especially if breakfast usually follows. A midnight hunter may carry a toy through the hall and make the low, muffled sounds cats sometimes use when they have caught something. A quiet floor sleeper may enter the room, settle under a chair, and barely touch the human sleep pattern at all. These differences can make advice about cats and sleep feel confusing. One person says sleeping with a cat helps them relax. Another says their cat wakes them 5 times a night. Both experiences can be true because the animals are living very different nighttime lives. The home also shapes the cat. An indoor cat depends on the household for nearly all stimulation. Outside, a cat might climb fences, smell other animals, hear birds, watch insects, and move through changing territory. Inside, the world is safer, but often smaller. The walls stay in the same place. The food comes from the same bowl. The most interesting movement may be the owner getting into bed. If the day is quiet, the cat may save much of its energy for later. A multi-cat home can add another layer. 2 cats may chase each other at 1 a.m. They may wrestle near the bedroom door. They may compete for the same sleeping spot. Sometimes one cat wants contact while the other wants distance, and the disagreement travels across the floor in quick paws and low sounds. From the bed, this may look like random nighttime chaos. To the cats, it may be play, tension, territory, habit, or a social routine that has formed over time. Many causes can hide under the simple label of misbehavior. Hunger can look like pestering. Boredom can look like troublemaking. Anxiety can look like clinginess. Pain can look like irritability. Habit can look like stubbornness. A cat that meows at night may be asking for food, attention, reassurance, access, or help. The sound is the same doorway into many possible explanations. This is why the specific pattern matters. When does the cat wake? Where does it go first? Does it head for the bowl, the door, the window, the litter box, or the person's pillow? Does the behavior happen every night, or did it begin suddenly? A real household answer begins with those details. The broad science gives a map. The individual cat gives the route through it. Many nighttime patterns begin long before the lights go out, during the quiet hours when the cat's day is either full enough to satisfy its instincts or empty enough to save them for the dark. During the daylight hours, the night is already being shaped. A cat may spend the morning asleep on the back of a couch. By noon, it may move to a warm patch of sun on the floor. Later, it may sit by a window and watch birds cross the yard, squirrels move along a fence, or leaves shift against the glass. To the human, this can look peaceful. The cat is safe indoors. The food bowl is nearby. The room is quiet. Yet an indoor cat's world can become very small when the day offers too little to do. A cat's body is built for more than sleeping and waiting. Its shoulders are made for sudden bursts of movement. Its eyes are drawn to small motion. Its paws are sensitive tools that can grab, test, climb, and scratch. Its nose is reading scent information that humans barely notice. Even a soft indoor cat carries the equipment of a hunter. When that equipment has no real job during the day, the energy does not simply disappear. It can wait. A cat may sleep through the owner's work hours because the home is still. The laptop is open. The chair barely moves. No toy crosses the floor. No cupboard opens. No person walks through the hallway with time to play. By evening, the owner is tired from a full day. The cat may be waking from one. That difference can become part of the sleep problem. A quiet day can become an active night. Indoor cats need chances to use their senses and bodies. Climbing gives them height. Scratching stretches the shoulders and leaves scent from glands in the paws. Window watching gives the brain movement to track. Food puzzles make eating take a little effort. A food puzzle is a toy or feeder that makes the cat work to get pieces of food out. This turns part of mealtime into a small problem to solve. Scent can matter too. Cats gather information through smell in a detailed way. They rub their cheeks on furniture because scent glands near the face leave chemical messages behind. A new cardboard box, a blanket from another room, or a safe cat herb like catnip or silver vine can make the indoor world feel more interesting. Play is especially important because it gives hunting behavior a safe place to go. A cat's predatory pattern often follows a sequence. It notices movement. It lowers the body and stalks. It chases. It pounces. It grabs with the front paws. It bites the toy. Afterward, many cats are ready to eat, groom, and rest. In a real outdoor setting, a small wildcat may repeat hunting attempts many times across a day. Success is never guaranteed, so the body is built for short efforts, quick recovery, and another chance later. Inside a home, a wand toy can borrow that pattern. The feather moves like prey. The cat waits behind a chair. A quick flick sends the toy across the floor. The cat runs, catches it, holds it, and releases some of the pressure that might otherwise return after midnight. Without enough of this, nighttime behavior can be misunderstood. A cat racing through the hall at 11:40 may look wild. It may be spending energy the day never asked for. A cat pawing the bedroom door at 4:30 may seem stubborn. It may be searching for action because the most interesting part of the previous day happened when the person finally got up. The solution often begins hours before the problem appears. Reacting at 4 a.m. places the human at the very end of the chain. By then, the cat is awake, the person is awake, and the bedroom has already become active. Changing the day reaches the pattern earlier. A window perch can turn a blank afternoon into quiet observation. A cat tree can add height to a small room. A scratching post can give the paws a daily task. A puzzle feeder can slow down food and occupy the brain. A scheduled play session can give the body a reason to settle later. None of this needs to be loud or complicated. The goal is a day that feels lived in from the cat's point of view. When the cat has watched, climbed, scratched, chased, and solved small problems before bedtime, the night may have less unfinished energy inside it. The most useful changes often arrive before the lights go out, during the evening hours when a cat's hunting body can be guided gently toward rest. Evening is the best time to borrow the cat's own design. A cat does not need a perfect copy of outdoor hunting. It needs a safe version of the pattern its body already understands. Movement first, focus next. A chase, a catch, then a chance to settle. A wand toy can do this better than a toy left motionless on the floor. The feather or fabric strip can move like something alive. It can slide behind a chair leg. It can pause near the corner of a rug. It can dart across the floor, just out of reach. The cat watches. Its pupils may widen. Its shoulders lower. Its back legs tuck beneath the body. That crouched shape is part of the hunting sequence. The cat is preparing for a short, fast burst. Most cats do well with play that comes in small waves. A few minutes of chasing. A pause to breathe. Another quick round. A final catch. This often works better than one long session, where the toy waves around without direction. Real hunting is not constant motion. Prey animals stop, hide, turn, and escape. A toy that moves in that uneven way gives the cat's brain more to solve. A mouse does not fly in circles above a cat's head for 10 minutes. A bird does not land directly in a cat's mouth. The game feels more satisfying when the cat gets to stalk, chase, pounce, grab, and finally hold the toy. That final catch matters. If the cat never gets the toy, the game can become frustrating. Letting the cat pin it down with its front paws gives the body a sense of completion. Some cats may bite the toy. Some may kick it with their back legs. Some may carry it away for a few seconds, as if the hunt has ended successfully. Hands should stay out of this game. A kitten pouncing on fingers may seem harmless at first. Months later, an adult cat may still think moving hands under blankets are fair targets. Using a wand toy, ribbon toy, kicker toy, or soft ball gives the cat something appropriate to attack. This matters for sleep because the bed should not become the hunting field. If toes under the blanket become prey at 10 p.m., they may still look interesting at 3 a.m. After play, food can help complete the pattern. In a natural hunting sequence, a cat hunts, catches, eats, grooms, and rests. A small meal after evening play can borrow that order. The cat uses energy. The food arrives after the effort. Then grooming often follows. The tongue moves through the fur. The paws clean the face. The body begins to slow. For some cats, this sequence can make the first part of the night calmer. It does not have to be a large meal. It might be part of the cat's normal dinner portion, save for later. It might be a measured amount of wet food, dry food, or whatever diet the cat already eats. The important part is consistency. The body learns that evening has an order. Play happens before bed. Food follows play. Rest follows food. A routine like this can shift some of the cat's activity away from the middle of the night. It gives the cat's hunting system a place to go before the human sleep period begins. The result may be subtle at first. The cat may still wake. It may still wander. It may still have habits that take time to change. A pattern that formed over weeks or months usually needs repeated evenings to soften. Still, this approach works with the cat's biology, instead of simply reacting to it after the bedroom is already awake. A tired owner at 4 a.m. has very few good choices. An owner at 9:30 p.m. has more room to guide the night. A toy can move. The cat can chase. A meal can arrive. The body can begin connecting the end of play with the beginning of rest. Play gives the cat's energy a path, and food decides where that path leads next. A meal can become one of the strongest signals in a cat's day. Many cats learn feeding routines with remarkable accuracy. They may know the sound of a cabinet door opening. They may recognize the scoop touching the bottom of a food bin. They may hear a can tab lift from 2 rooms away. Some cats even learn the difference between a person walking to the bathroom and a person walking toward the kitchen. Food creates memory. The body remembers when it usually arrives. The ears remember the sounds that happen before it. The cat begins to prepare before the bowl is full. This is why early morning feeding can become so powerful. If breakfast usually appears at 6:30, the cat may begin waiting at 6:15. If breakfast sometimes appears at 5:45, the cat may test that time too. If meowing at 5:10 makes the human get up once or twice, the cat may treat that as useful information. From the person's side, hunger and habit can look almost identical. The cat stands near the bed. It meows. It walks toward the door. It returns and meows again. Maybe the cat is truly hungry. Maybe the cat is following a routine that has worked before. Often, the two are mixed together. A cat's stomach may expect food at a certain hour because the household has taught its body that food comes then. The meowing becomes part request, part habit, part learned strategy. Feeding right after being woken can strengthen the whole pattern. The cat makes noise. The person waits. The cat makes more noise. The person finally gets up and fills the bowl. That final result teaches the cat that persistence can work. The lesson may become even stronger if the cat had to meow for 10 minutes before the person moved. The cat may learn that longer meowing leads to breakfast. This can quietly turn the owner's body into the food button. The person sitting up becomes the first step. The feet touching the floor become the second step. The kitchen light becomes the third. The bowl becomes the reward. For someone with insomnia, this can be especially frustrating. The person may have finally fallen back asleep near 4:30. At 5:20, the cat begins its breakfast routine. The person tries to stay still, hoping the cat will stop. The cat keeps going because past mornings taught it that effort matters. By the time food is served, the human brain may be fully awake. One useful solution is to separate food from the person getting out of bed. A timed automatic feeder can help with this. The machine opens at a set time, and the cat receives food from the feeder instead of from the half-awake human. At first, the cat may still bother the person out of habit. After enough repeated mornings, the animal can begin watching the feeder instead. The reward has moved away from the bed. Splitting food into smaller meals can help some cats too. Instead of one large dinner and one early breakfast, part of the daily food can be saved for later in the evening. A small portion after play may help complete the hunt-eat-rest pattern. Another measured portion from an automatic feeder early in the morning may reduce the pressure on the owner. The total amount of food still matters, especially for cats who need weight control. The timing changes, while the daily portion stays planned. A later evening meal may also help in some homes. If a cat eats at 6 p.m. and breakfast arrives at 6 a.m., that is a 12-hour gap. Some cats handle that easily. Others begin asking much earlier. Moving part of dinner closer to bedtime can make the night feel more complete from the cat's point of view. Food changes should stay gentle and consistent. Sudden appetite changes deserve attention. A cat that becomes much hungrier, loses weight, drinks more water, vomits often, or acts restless in a new way may need a veterinarian. Older cats, especially, can develop health problems that affect hunger and nighttime behavior. A feeding routine can explain many wake-ups, but it should not hide a real change in the cat's body. When food timing is steady, the bedroom can become calmer. The cat no longer needs to pull breakfast out of the human. The owner no longer has to negotiate with a bowl before sunrise. The morning begins to belong to a schedule instead of a meow. With food no longer tied so tightly to the person waking up, the shape of the sleeping space becomes the next part of the night to understand. The bedroom has a map that only the cat fully understands. There is the pillow, warm from the human head. There is the foot of the bed, where the blanket stays softer and less disturbed. There is the chair with yesterday's sweater on it. There is the windowsill, where outside movement can be watched through glass. There is the floor beside the bed, close enough to hear breathing, yet separate from the shifting mattress. To a person, these may all belong to one room. To a cat, each spot has a different meaning. One place is warm, another gives height, another gives escape, another keeps the cat close to the person without being touched too much. This matters because sleeping with a cat does not always mean the cat has to sleep directly on the person. Closeness can happen in layers. A cat on the pillow may feel sweet for a few minutes, then become difficult when whiskers brush the face or paws press into the neck. A cat at the feet may offer warmth while causing fewer awakenings. A cat in a bed beside the human bed may still feel present, while the sleeper's body has more room to stay still. Small changes in location can change the entire night. A cat bed beside the bed can create a predictable sleep station. The station should feel more appealing than the places causing trouble. A folded fleece blanket may help. A soft round bed with raised edges may hold body heat. Some cats like a shallow cardboard box with a blanket inside because the sides create a feeling of cover. A heated pet bed can attract cats who seek warmth, especially older cats, as long as it is made for animals and used according to its safety instructions. The goal is to make the better sleeping place easy for the cat to choose. Cats often prefer warm, secure spots where they can rest without feeling trapped. A nearby chair can work well if the cat already likes height. A low bench at the foot of the bed can give the cat its own surface. A cat tree near the bedroom wall can help a watchful cat feel safe, because height gives a wider view of the room. In cat behavior, vertical space often matters. A cat that can look down from a perch may feel more in control of its surroundings. That sense of control can reduce wandering for some cats. The room can also be adjusted for sound. A quiet fan or white noise machine may cover small noises like collar tags, floor clicks, or grooming sounds. White noise is a steady background sound that masks sharper changes in the room. It does not need to be loud. Even a soft, steady hum can make tiny sounds less surprising to a light sleeper. The door is a bigger decision. Closing it may protect the person from movement, meowing, or early morning visits. Yet a closed door can become interesting to a cat that is used to coming and going. The cat may scratch the wood. It may reach a paw under the gap. It may call from the hallway because the old route has disappeared. A sudden closed door can turn a sleep solution into a new nighttime habit. If the door stays closed, the cat's needs still have to be met. Water should be available. The litter box should be reachable. The room temperature should be comfortable. The cat should have a safe resting place outside the bedroom, away from anything dangerous, noisy, or stressful. A cat left outside the room with no good place to settle may keep trying to return. A cat given a warm bed, access to essentials, and a routine that repeats each night has a clearer path. This is where compromise becomes possible. The cat can remain part of the night without controlling the whole bed. The person can feel the comfort of the animal nearby, while reducing the paw steps, blanket shifts, and sudden jumps that break sleep. The best arrangement may be different for every home. Some cats belong at the foot of the bed. Some do better in a nearby basket. Some sleep peacefully on a chair. Some need the hallway and a closed door once the routine is established. The bedroom map can be changed gently, one familiar spot at a time. Changing that map can still feel surprisingly emotional, because for many people, moving the cat even a few feet away feels like changing the relationship itself. A closed door can feel heavier than its wood and hinges. The person may stand in the bedroom, hand on the knob, listening to the cat on the other side. At first, there may be silence. Then, one meow. A pause. A paw slips under the gap. Claws touch the carpet. The cat may scratch once, then wait. For a person who has used that cat as comfort during hard nights, this can feel painful. The bedroom has become part of the relationship. The cat has been there during 2 a.m. wake-ups, long anxious hours, and mornings that arrive too soon. Closing the door can feel like taking away the one gentle thing that made insomnia easier to bear. That feeling deserves patience. Many people are attached to their pets in a deep, practical way. A cat may be part of the bedtime routine, part of the room's safety, and part of how the person copes with being awake. Changing that pattern can bring guilt before it brings relief. The cat may also protest because cats rely strongly on routine. A doorway that was open for 3 years has a history. The cat knows the path. It knows the bed. It knows where the person sleeps. When that path changes suddenly, the animal may try to restore the old pattern. Scratching, meowing, pacing, or pushing at the door can be part of that adjustment. Those sounds can make the person feel cruel, even when the cat has food, water, warmth, and a safe place to rest. A safe cat can learn a new nighttime routine. The learning usually goes better when the change is gradual. Instead of moving the cat from the pillow to the hallway in one night, the new sleeping place can be built in steps. The cat bed might begin on the bed for a few evenings. Then it can move to the foot of the bed. Later, it can move to a chair beside the bed. After that, it may move just outside the bedroom door with a familiar blanket inside it. The scent matters. Cats recognize places partly through smell. A blanket that already carries the cat's scent can make a new sleeping spot feel more known. Calm settling can also be rewarded before the problem hour arrives. A treat can appear when the cat chooses the bed beside the room. A quiet stroke can happen when the cat rests in the new spot. A small meal or puzzle feeder can be placed away from the human bed, so the cat has a reason to visit that area. The goal is to make the new routine understandable. Consistency matters once the change begins. If the cat meows for 2 minutes and the door opens, the cat learns that 2 minutes worked. If the cat meows for 20 minutes and the door opens, the cat may learn that 20 minutes worked. That can stretch the behavior longer over time. This is one of the hardest parts for a tired person. The human wants sleep now. The cat wants the old pattern now. The new routine needs repeated nights to become believable to both of them. An anxious cat may need a slower path. Some cats handle change easily. Others become distressed when access, food timing, or sleeping location changes too quickly. A cat that hides more, stops eating, urinates outside the litter box, becomes aggressive, or seems unusually restless, may need a gentler plan and professional guidance. Boundaries should still protect the cat's basic needs. Water should be reachable. The litter box should be available. The resting place should be warm enough, quiet enough, and safe from anything the cat might chew, knock over, or become trapped behind. The room or hallway should give the cat a real place to settle, rather than leaving it with only a closed door to study. When those needs are covered, protecting sleep becomes a reasonable act of care for the whole household. A person who sleeps better may have more patience, more energy, and more softness for the cat during the day. The relationship can survive a different sleeping arrangement. Sometimes it can even improve because the night stops becoming a battle over space, food, and exhaustion. Still, a change in nighttime behavior should be read carefully. A cat protesting a new routine is one possibility. A cat asking for help with its body is another. That possibility deserves special care. Many nighttime problems grow from routine, food timing, boredom, or learned behavior. A cat wakes. The person responds. The pattern repeats. Yet a sudden change in the night can carry different information. A cat that has always slept quietly may begin pacing the hallway. A calm cat may start crying before dawn. An older cat may stand in the kitchen at 3 a.m. and call into the dark as if it has lost track of the house. Those moments can feel frustrating when the person is exhausted. They can also be useful clues. Nighttime vocalization means repeated calling, crying, or meowing during the night. If it appears suddenly, grows stronger, or comes with other changes, it is worth taking seriously. A cat that begins hiding more. acting aggressive, eating much more, eating much less, drinking often, losing weight, missing the litter box, or moving stiffly, may need a veterinary check. The night can reveal things the day hides. During daylight, a cat may rest in a sun patch and seem mostly normal. After the house becomes quiet, discomfort may become easier to notice. Arthritis is one example. Arthritis means the joints are sore or inflamed. An older cat with stiff hips, knees, elbows, or spine may hesitate before jumping onto the bed. It may pace because lying down feels uncomfortable. It may cry because getting to a favorite place has become harder. A cat may still climb, jump, and walk while living with pain, so small changes matter. A missed jump, a slower trip up the stairs, a new dislike of being picked up, a different sleeping spot on the floor instead of the bed. Senior cats can also experience changes in the brain. Some develop feline cognitive dysfunction, which is similar in some ways to memory and awareness changes seen in aging animals. A cat with cognitive changes may seem confused at night. It may wander into a room and call. It may appear unsure of where people are. It may sleep more during the day, then wake more often after dark. Hearing loss and vision changes can add to that confusion. A familiar hallway may feel different when the lights are off, and the senses are weaker than they used to be. Hunger can also change for medical reasons. Hyperthyroidism is one condition seen more often in older cats. The thyroid gland sits in the neck and helps control the body's energy use. When it becomes overactive, a cat may burn energy too quickly. Some cats with hyperthyroidism eat more, lose weight, act restless, drink more, or vocalize at night. To an owner, that may look like demanding breakfast. Inside the cat's body, the hunger and restlessness may have a medical cause. Thirst can tell a story too. A cat visiting the water bowl more often, urinating more, or waking the household because it keeps moving between bowl and litter box may need attention. Kidney disease, diabetes, and other health problems can change drinking, appetite, weight, and nighttime movement. These details do not mean every meow is an emergency. They mean patterns have meaning. A young cat racing through the hallway after a quiet day may need more play. A cat meowing before breakfast may have learned the morning routine. A senior cat suddenly crying at night, losing weight, drinking more, or seeming disoriented needs a different kind of response. The goal is to read the behavior before deciding how to handle it. Training can help with habits. Feeding schedules can help with routine. Bedroom changes can reduce disruption. Health changes need care. For the tired person in bed, this can shift the feeling of the moment. The sound outside the door may still be inconvenient. The lost sleep may still matter. At the same time, the cat's behavior becomes information from a body that cannot explain itself in words. A nighttime pattern is worth noticing closely. When it began, how often it happens, what the cat does before and after, whether food, thirst, weight, movement, mood, or litter habits have changed too. Once the cat's health, routine, food, sleeping space, and natural rhythm are all considered together, the bedroom begins to look less like a simple sleep problem and more like a shared system. From there, the bedroom becomes larger than a bed, a door, and a food bowl. It becomes a place where two bodies are taking in signals all night. The human body is reading the room in human ways. Light behind the curtains tells the brain how close morning may be. A warm blanket can help the muscles loosen. A sudden sound can raise alertness. A stressful thought can make the heart feel stronger in the chest. A cold room may make the body tense. A room that feels too warm may make sleep lighter and more restless. Human sleep is shaped by an internal timing system called the circadian rhythm. Circadian means about a day. This rhythm helps guide when the body feels awake, when it feels sleepy, when temperature rises, and when certain hormones shift. One important sleep hormone is melatonin. Melatonin usually rises in the evening as light fades, helping the body prepare for sleep. Bright light late at night can confuse that signal, especially blue-white light from phones, tablets, and bright lamps. That is why a phone checked at 3 a.m. can make the room feel suddenly more awake. The cat is reading the same room through a different body. The grey light near dawn may make the cat alert. The memory of breakfast may pull it toward the door. A toy played with at 9:30 may help its body settle by 11. A food bowl that opens at 5:45 may teach it to wait near the feeder instead of the bed. The person's own reactions become signals too. A whisper from under the blanket, a hand reaching down, a foot touching the floor, a door opening after several minutes of meowing. To the cat, these details help build the map of the night. Scientists sometimes use the word Zeitgeber for cues that help set a body's daily rhythm. The word means time giver. Light is a powerful time giver for humans. Meals, movement, temperature, and routine can also give the body information about where it is in the day. Cats live with time givers too. The first sound of the alarm, the scoop in the food bin, the evening play session, the hallway light turning off, the bedroom door closing at the same hour each night. A home is full of these small signals. Over time, both the human and the cat begin to expect them. This is why the night can become easier or harder without any single dramatic event. A cat that gets play, food, and a comfortable sleeping place before bedtime may bring calmer signals into the room. A cat that learns the person will respond at 4:30 may bring more activity into the most fragile part of the night. A person who checks the clock after every sound may teach the brain that waking is important. A person who keeps the room dark and boring after a brief waking gives the brain fewer reasons to climb fully into alertness. The two patterns meet. The human nervous system is trying to lower its guard. The cat's nervous system is deciding whether the room is resting, starting, or worth exploring. Each body changes the other's night in small ways. A cat that settles calmly can help the room feel safe. A person who keeps a steady routine can help the cat understand when attention, food, and play usually happen. A cat that wanders, meows, or jumps can pull the person closer to waking. A person who responds in different ways each night can make the cat keep testing. This shared system explains why simple answers often fail. The cat may be comforting and disruptive within the same night. The human may love the animal nearby while needing fewer interruptions. The bedroom may need warmth and boundaries at the same time. Once the night is seen as a system, the goal becomes clearer. The cat's needs have to be met before the fragile hours arrive. The human body needs steady cues that point toward rest. The room needs fewer surprises after sleep begins. A better night is built earlier, before the clock reaches 3 a.m., before the first meow, before the tired person has to decide what to do in the dark. A calmer night begins while the house is still awake. The cat's day needs more shape before the bedroom becomes quiet. A window perch can give the cat hours of soft movement to watch. Birds crossing a yard, cars passing beyond the glass, branches shifting in the wind. A scratching post can give the shoulders, paws, and claws a daily task. A cat tree can add height, which many cats use to feel secure. A puzzle feeder can turn part of a meal into a small search, where the cat has to paw, roll, or nudge food free instead of receiving it all at once. These details may seem small. For an indoor cat, they can make the difference between a day spent waiting and a day with enough to do. Social time matters too. A few minutes of attention during the day can reduce the need for contact at night. Some cats want brushing. Some want a toy tossed down the hall. Some want to sit nearby while the person works or reads. The routine should fit the actual cat in the home. By evening, the pattern can narrow toward rest. A short hunting-style play session gives the body a final job. The one toy disappears behind a chair. The cat stalks. The toy darts across the floor. The cat chases, catches, bites, and holds it for a moment. After that, food arrives. This follows an order the cat's body understands. Hunt, eat, groom, rest. The meal can be part of the normal daily food, save for later. For a cat that wakes early from hunger, a later meal may help. For a cat that has learned to pull breakfast from the human at 5 a.m., a timed feeder can move the reward away from the bed. The feeder opens at the chosen time. The cat learns to watch the machine. The human body stops being the first step in the feeding routine. Then the sleeping space can become clearer. A cat bed beside the human bed can keep the animal close without placing every paw step on the person's body. A folded blanket on a chair can hold scent and warmth. A soft bed with raised edges can help a cat curl into a secure shape. A low fan or white noise machine can cover tiny sounds, like claws on the floor or a collar tag touching a bowl. If a closed door becomes part of the routine, the cat still needs water, litter access, comfort, and a safe place to rest. A door works better when the rest of the environment makes sense. The first few nights may feel uneven. A cat may return to the old doorway. It may meow at the usual hour. It may test the pillow, the blanket, the bowl, and the person's patience. That does not mean the routine has failed. It often means the old pattern still has a strong memory. Consistency helps the new pattern become believable. If 4 a.m. meowing leads to food, the cat learns that meowing still works. If a paw at the door leads to attention after 10 minutes, the cat may try longer the next time. A calm response means the night stays boring. Food comes from the feeder or at the planned morning time. Play happens during the evening. Attention returns when the household is awake. The cat learns from the shape of repeated days. there should always be room for judgment. A young indoor cat with too much energy may need more play. An anxious cat may need a slower change. An older cat with new crying, weight loss, thirst, stiffness, confusion, or appetite changes should be checked by a veterinarian. A health problem needs care before any routine can truly work. The aim is a night where fewer needs collide. The cat has climbed, watched, scratched, played, eaten, and found a place to settle. The human body has a darker room, fewer surprises, and a more predictable soundscape. The fragile hours between midnight and dawn no longer carry every unfinished part of the cat's day. This is where the comfort of a cat and the need for sleep can begin to meet more gently. After all of this, the cat becomes more than a comfort or a disruption. It becomes a small living reminder of how delicate sleep can be. A small animal can change a night in ways that are easy to miss at first. At the beginning, there may only be a cat near the bed, a warm shape on the blanket, a soft sound in the room, a quiet companion during an hour when the rest of the house has gone still. For someone with insomnia, that presence can matter deeply. A cat can make the room feel safer. Its body heat can soften the cold edge of wakefulness. Its breathing can give the dark a gentle rhythm. Its familiar place on the bed can become part of the way the brain understands bedtime. Yet the same cat also brings a second clock into the room. Cats often sleep 12 to 16 hours a day, but their sleep is usually spread across many shorter periods. A human may be trying to protect one long night of rest. The cat may wake, groom, stretch, wander, drink water, visit the litter box, or watch the first grey light gather behind the curtains. That difference matters. Many cats are crepuscular, which means they are often more active near dawn and dusk. Those dim hours fit their low light senses and hunting history. In a modern bedroom, the same timing can land between 4 a.m. and 6 a.m., when a person may be trying to hold on to the last fragile part of sleep. A cat that wakes early because of biology can also learn from the home. Food after meowing teaches a lesson. Attention after pawing teaches a lesson. A door opening after scratching teaches a lesson. Over time, the cat may begin to treat the sleepy human as part of the morning routine. Insomnia can shape the cat too. A person awake at 3 a.m. may reach down, whisper, pet the cat, or shift the blanket open. The cat notices. The animal begins to learn that the middle of the night can become social. Then the pattern can start moving in both directions. The human wakes. The cat responds. The person stays awake longer. The night slowly builds habits around both of them. Sleep itself has its own delicate structure. The human brain moves through cycles of non-REM sleep and REM sleep across the night. One full cycle often lasts around 80 to 100 minutes. Small awakenings can happen naturally between these cycles. Frequent interruptions from sound, touch, movement, or light can make the night feel broken, even when the clock says the person spent 8 hours in bed. That is why time in bed can feel different from sleep. A person may lie down at 11 o'clock and rise at 7 o'clock, with many small awakenings hidden between those hours. The body remembers the broken parts. The mind remembers the clock. The morning carries the result in energy, focus, mood, and patience. Research on pets and sleep reflects this mixed reality. Some studies have found that sharing sleep space with pets can be linked with poorer sleep quality or stronger insomnia symptoms. Those findings offer a useful warning. They also leave room for the individual cat, the individual person, and the particular home. A calm older cat at the foot of the bed may affect sleep very differently from a young indoor cat with unused energy, early hunger, or a learned 5 a.m. routine. A better night usually begins before the night becomes difficult. The cat needs a day with things to watch, climb, scratch, chase, and solve. Evening play can give the hunting body a safe job. Food after play can guide the animal toward grooming and rest. A timed feeder can move breakfast away from the human body. A nearby cat bed, a familiar blanket, soft white noise, or a safe sleeping space outside the room can reduce the tiny disruptions that pull the brain upward. Sudden changes still deserve attention. An older cat that starts crying at night, losing weight, drinking more, pacing, hiding, or acting confused may be showing signs of discomfort or illness. A routine helps with habits. A veterinarian helps when the body is asking for care. In the end, a cat does not belong to one side of the sleep story. It can comfort the person who feels alone in the dark. It can wake the person whose brain is already listening too closely. It can learn from the household and teach the household in return. The night becomes a shared design of biology, habit, space, and attachment. So the final image is simple. The room is dark. The cat is settled in a place that makes sense. The person hears a small breath nearby and no longer has to answer every sound. Two living bodies rest in the same quiet home, slowly learning how to let the night become gentle again.